Hi guys, I'm back. I am going to actually go ahead and put together one more kit for you, and then I'll probably be done for a while because I got some scrapbooking to do. The reason I'm going to have two kits prepared is mostly because I have two of these buckets, and I just thought it would be good just to have a kit in each of them. I'm also, I don't have my Studio Calico kit. Like last time around, I had my Studio Calico kit to work with and the kit I had put together. And so since I don't have that right now, it hasn't been mailed out yet, I thought it wouldn't hurt just to have another kit sitting there if I kind of am tired of the other one or I need a little break from it and want to play with something else, then I have another kit that I can grab. Or if I have certain photos that maybe would work better with this kit than the other. So I decided I'd show it to you really quickly, and then I'm just going to get some scrapbooking done and then show you, I'll do two separate videos for each kit as far as the layouts I do get completed. So the basis of this kit is a fairly new line. It's Fancy Pants Memories Captured, and I haven't had a chance to play with it at all. And I am not just using the paper from the paper line. I got the collection pack and all the embellishments that went with it. And I don't believe I'm adding any paper to it. And the reason being is it's all fairly busy paper. And so I see myself pulling in like white or cream cardstock to use as my backgrounds, because a lot of times if I have a lot of paper, I end up using a lot of them as a background. But these are all fairly busy. I mean, some of the B-sides aren't as much, but they aren't necessarily my favorites. So the sides that I like are pretty busy, and so I'll probably just pull in my backgrounds and then just use these as my embellishing papers. And so I'm going to go and show you really quick. Again, it's Fancy Pants Memories Captured, and it's this really pretty, like orangish peaches type of color with yellows. You have a couple of different shades of blue. There's a cream and almost a crafty color. And then the black is the main colors, and then the green is the main color scheme. So this is the side I'll probably use. This has the solid green, but I think I'm probably going to want to use this side up. And then wood grain is one of the common themes. This is a very fancy pants. You see a lot of that type of pattern in their papers. I'm not a fan, so I know I'm going to be using this. And this would actually work as a nice background too, so I might use that as a background paper. Here you have a pretty stripe, and then this is a yellow. I'm sorry, it's more of an orange, kind of between that orangish, the orange and the yellow that's in the line. Not a huge fan of that color. Have this black kind of chalkboard look, and this kind of diamond pattern in the orange color. That one, I'm not for sure which. That's probably actually a good background paper too. So I might end up using more of these as backgrounds than I originally thought. Here's a pretty busy pattern that would, if you use it as a background, would probably drive your eyes a little crazy unless you covered a lot of it. But just a black and cream checker, and then you have this orange and cream polka dot. You have this pretty stripe with the stars. It's really pretty chevron. I like both sides of that. This, not a huge fan. What I may end up doing is cutting some of these out. We'll see what happens. And this pretty polka dot. Stripe. And then a camera page. And then a green. And then here's a cut apart sheet. And then another kind of diamond pattern. I'll probably cut this one apart. And then these border strips you can cut, or this green and cream stripe, which I like both sides of that. So that's the paper. And then the line, I think the line also came with, I believe so, came with two, yes, corrugated sheets, black and this pinkish color, which to me is a lot brighter than what's in the actual line. So we'll have to see how that works. So got those two. So I'll just put a couple of specialty papers to work with, which will be nice. I always encourage that because it makes it just a little bit more fun to have a little bit of a different textured paper to play with, whether it's the corrugated or the overlays. Or I know like Joann's right now has a bunch of like 6x6 pads of just really different textured papers. So, you know, I encourage you to check those out, and you could just add a couple of sheets to your kit or add the whole 6x6 pad to your kit, just to give you something a little different to play with, to give you a little something different to play with. If I could talk. Okay, it's been a long week, you guys. So anyway, so then the rest of this line, I have the stickers, which a lot of them are the alphas. And then also this alpha, larger. So I have good sizes and different shapes of letters to choose from. I might add maybe another thickers to the line. We'll see if I feel like I need it. And then another little sheet of stickers. And the border strips. And, oops. Okay. And then they have these really fun envelopes, which I'm going to try to use up. A lot of times I don't end up using them. And I feel like I need to have something in them. Like I need to be doing a page that has some kind of ephemera or special note or message or journaling. And you don't necessarily have to have that. You can just use them as a decorative element to your page. So I'm going to challenge myself to maybe do both. So we'll see. But these are also really good for to add into mini albums. You can just like punch a hole, you know, in this side, and then have this as its own page where you can flip it out and pull a picture out or something. So I don't mind, if I don't use them on pages, I don't mind having them on hand for when I'm putting a mini album together, because they are very handy for that. So, but hopefully maybe I'll find a way to use them. And then some more of these bags, and I really liked working with these the last time around. And I like that you have, looks like 2 of each. Yep, you have 2 of each. So what I might do is set one of each aside into my, where I organize these types of bags, and then keep one set with this kit, because I like to use these also for ephemera or for mini albums and that kind of thing too. So we'll see. Maybe I'll come up with a project where I can use them all. And then I got their 4x6 brag pad, which is they're great for matting or just for extra papers for layering. So just the same. Actually, let's show this here. I don't know how really bad I am at this here. Okay. So just some really fun journaling cards and title cards and the things that you can use for layering. And then I got the flare, which are really fun. They're bigger than the normal flare that you find, which is typical for fancy pants, and they're really fun for layering and adding dimension to the page. You know, I'm all about adding that interest to the page with dimension and different things. So now, for what I'm adding to the kit, I actually have quite a bit of stuff here that I pulled, and I'll just kind of get going here. I did pull these little envelopes, and a lot of these colors, especially the orange and the greens, and this tannish color here is in this paper line, so I thought that would be a really good addition to the kit. I wanted to use up, I have just these left over. I believe these are Studio Calico, and I just have a handful of them left, and they happen to match the colors, the blues and then that tan color in the kit, or in the paper line. So I thought that'd be a perfect time to just get rid of that sheet. These photo corners, actually I'm going to wait on that because that goes with that. Okay, and then I have a bunch of these. These are from Target. They're We Are Memory Keepers for their, kind of like their Project Life type of scenario. But they have different, they have different sizes of cards. And so these are, are they 2x3? 2x4 journal cards, and made for their Albums Made Easy memory system, but I, of course, just got them just to add to pages and whatnot. And so the color scheme just seemed to match really well with the oranges and the greens, and I thought I'd be able to actually break into that pad. And then I also pulled this Itsy Bitsy tag stack, which matches the little envelopes I just showed you. And again, just a color scheme. Has a lot of the same colors, the greens and the oranges, and the aquas in there. So I grabbed that. And then I grabbed, again, some dimensional items. These are from Studio Calico, left over from one of their last season's collections. And again, just a lot of the same colors, the oranges and yellows and the greens that match. So I'm hoping to use up a good portion of that. I got this Old My Mind's Eye, and I think what caught my eye, this here, because that's kind of that orangey peach color, and then these guys here, the yellow, so a lot of them. The purple, not so much, but really the rest of them would work. So, another one, just to pull in some of the blue colors, and this also has that really pretty tan, like khaki color, and the yellow. So all these colors are in this line. And then I pulled this guy here. This was from This and That Echo Park, and it was their boy line. And I think I pulled it again because it has that craft with the blues and the greens, and that's all in the color line. I don't have a lot of boy supplies because I have girls, but I tend to grab them if they're the line, if the embellishments or the paper lines can be used for other things. And I do boy pictures, as you saw in my last scrapbook or layout share. I have some nephews and friends that have boy babies and stuff, so I do use them. But I thought I'm trying to kind of always pull maybe more masculine element into my kits, just so that if I want to make a page that doesn't have all the pinkish colors in it, then I have some embellishments to go with that. And then here I have this another Old My Mind's Eye 3D sticker sheet. None of these have been used, so I really want to get them used up. And this has the orange and the greens and the yellows that are in this line. And then let's see. And then I did some flat stickers, so I grabbed a bunch of my Mind's Eye label sheets. I'll just show you a bunch at a time here that all have the same color scheme. And this is why I like color trends, because usually they last at least for a couple of years, and so you're going to end up with a bunch of lines that all basically match each other in one way or another. Not always perfectly, but it wasn't hard at all to, grab the colors and find stuff in my stash from the past year or the past 2 years. Like, this is old. I think this is, I don't know how long I've had this. I've had this for a while. I think this might be Heidi's Swap, actually, so maybe not as old as I thought, but this had a lot of the colors in here in the line. There's orange and the peach and the greens. And this is an old October Afternoon. Oh, this is their, like, work secretary themed one, but had some of the colors in there. This one's old. This is Dear Lizzie. One of the very first Dear Lizzie lines, and I only have 3 stickers left on it, and I thought that I could probably use up these 2. I don't know about this green. We'll have to see on that, but hopefully I can use up some of it, or most of it. Oops. And then, okay, losing pieces here. And then I pulled these buttons. I thought I haven't played with these for a while, or at all, actually. These are from, I think, both from Prima. And they both have the orange and peaches and greens that are in the color line, or in the color line, that are in the paper line. Again, not all of them are going to go, like this red and stuff isn't, but a good portion of them are going to work fine. And that's going to give me a different look of a layout. It's going to give me more vintage layout. So it gives me an opportunity to maybe do some distressing and just do a layout that has a different feel to it. Okay, and then I had a bunch of leftover elements from Teresa Collins' Family Stories line, and the colors are very similar, with the exception of it has a navy blue versus a black, but as far as the rest of the colors, it's all pretty much just like this line. So I pulled, I think, almost all the elements from that I had left over. So the chipboard and the cardstock, and those are double-sided. And the sticker sheet, which I haven't used much of at all, so hopefully I can get some of that used. And then that also gives me another alpha possibility as well. And then these photo corners, which I have a lot to use up as well. Okay. And then I grabbed from my die cut drawer a bunch of bits and pieces to use up. And I'm not gonna go through every single one individually. I'm just gonna kind of give you an example of things that I pulled. I just went through and just grabbed a whole bunch of different elements from past lines that, oh, you know what? These are actually from the line. They had their tags. And these are really fun to have peeking out of things. They're also really fun to use with those envelopes. So those are actually with the line. But these I pulled from my die cut drawer here. A lot of these are October Afternoon, We Are Memory Keepers, just a variety of leftovers. This is leftover. It's actually half of a border that I left over that I think will work great. So word strip. And this little journaling circle. There's another tag that goes with the line. So vellum, chevron, word bubble. It's a little tiny tag that has the aqua and the cream. This little star that says us on it. And then I grabbed 4 of these little stars. I think they're from an older Fancy Pants line, and I had them. That has that yellow and the tan in there. So I got those. And then I grabbed a bunch of Polaroid frames from different lines. Some large, some small, all in the color schemes. And then I grabbed, for my finishing touches, I grabbed some buttons and wood veneers and different things. So I grabbed this Follow My Heart from my Mind's Eye, and it has a lot of the same colors. There's hardly any left, and I hope to get them all used up. And then I just grabbed a bunch of wood veneers in different shapes and sizes and themes. Like I did the camera. Just love. Most of these are Studio Calico. Some of them I think are Prima. And I just kind of grabbed some random ones to choose from. So a bunch more cameras. So got those. And then these are from Jolie's Boutique. Their vintage line that they had a couple of years ago. And I can't think of what it's called. And so I had almost all of them that I actually happen to have on hand match the line really well. So the mint greens and the orange, the black and the dark grays. So I have a whole bunch of those that I hope to use up. And then I got a whole bunch of flair. I'm not going to show it to you. I apparently wasn't able to weed that down very well because I have probably about 20 pieces of flair that I picked that match the paper line. Grabbed 3 washies, the aqua, yellow, and the black chevron. And then for my tools, I did grab 2 of these roller stamps because there was a lot of chevron in the line and there was a lot of wood grain in the line. So I did those. And then I always give myself the ability to choose or to grab more colors, but I like to just grab basic ones and try to stick with them. But if I absolutely want a different color, I allow myself to do that. But I got this Georgia peach and this yellow and this black tumble dye to start with. And then I did choose a stamp set, and I did this one, which is new. It's Basic Gray Hero Arts. I'm not sure what it's called. Called Cheese. And so it has kind of the cameras and feathers and music notes and just a bunch of different images. And then because there were stars in the line, I grabbed this stars mask. And I wanted to play with this new stencil. So again, I think this has been around for a while, but this hasn't. So again, it's just nice to mix the old with the new and play with them together. And then these are new Heidi Swap stencils that I could play with that. Again, I have the hearts and the stars. And same here where I have the chevron And, you know, I can use any of them, but I'm just kind of picking out the themes that match what was in the paper line. So, there's that. And then I have another little bag. Actually, it's a little bit bigger than the other one, but this is what I'll put all the little stuff in. And I think that's it. I think that will make up my kit. And I think I saw everything. Again, I always allow myself to add in twine or little like bling and different things, little things I can add if I need to. But this should get me a lot of pages done. So that is it, and I have got some scrapbooking to do. I have 2 kits now that are at my fingertips that I can just sit down and play with, and I'm excited to play, and hopefully you guys will also get some scrapbooking done, and we'll see you guys soon. Thank you, and bye-bye.